Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at another of the A series Canon cameras from the 70s through to the early 80s, and this is the Canon AV-1. This is the fourth camera in the A series line, and there are two more left to go. We've already looked at the AL1, which was the last camera in the line. We also have the A1 program, which we haven't covered yet. Okay, let's get some details on this one. This is yet again a 35mm single lens reflex utilising the FD mount, and this one's got a 50mm 1.4 on it, and this is the new type that doesn't have the chrome ring on it. This was introduced in 1979, so it's the last camera from the 1970s. It's available in this rather attractive chrome finish and also in an all black finish, which by many people at the time was regarded as being the more desirable, and they tended to be a bit more expensive as well. AV, suitably enough, sort of describes its function. It's an aperture priority camera. So it's not the usual shutter priority that most Canons seem to be, apart from the A1 of course, which is another A camera that we have to cover. So it's quite a nice looking camera. This one's got the optional winder on the bottom as well, and it just attaches and detaches just by unscrewing this part here. Rather cleverly, it has a little slot down here to hold the cover for the coupling, which is quite a neat little thing, but we're not really talking about that. So on the bottom you can see this is the coupling for the winder. This is to rewind the film. Tripod mount, which is slightly off-centered from the lens actually, and an electrical connection here. On the front, got lug straps for the lens mount. You can take this lens off and push the button in anti-clockwise and remove. And we can see the throat. There's nothing particularly special about it, it's just pretty standard layout. Unusually the battery lives behind this door on this side. There you go. Takes this rather chunky 6-volt battery. Quite a nice designer door, that, better than some of them. On the back, fairly ordinary back, not even a reminder tab, just the viewfinder. On the top we have the wind on lever. As you can see that there's very little choice. There's no manual mode on this. You push the button down. A is for aperture priority automation. It has a flash sync 60th, so it's going to be a horizontal cloth shutter, and a B setting, and there's also a self timer as well on there. This has a lock on it, so you can unlock it, threaded for a cable release. And here you can see the self timer operating. So again, flashing light visible from the top. Gets a bit crazy when it gets near the end. No beep. Let's say lockable. Wind on, self-resetting frame counter. On there you can push that down and it goes back onto the A. Hot shoe. I think this only functions to tell you that the flash gun is charged. Have a battery test right here. Film plane indicator. ASA 25 through to 1600. Push it down. There's no exposure compensation. You have to, if you want to do that, you have to change the ASA dial to give you the under and over that you want. And this one we're going to set it to 400. Display in the viewfinder on the right hand side, there's just a scale of shutter speeds and a needle that will point to the selected shutter speed. Pull up, pull, standard way of opening the back. We look inside, usual layout, pressure plate, quite nice, this ribbing, multi-swap take-up spool, sprocket drive, like we thought, cloth, horizontal shutter, where your film goes. Quite a simple camera, but aperture priority, no shutter priority, no manual. I for one quite like aperture priority, so I quite like this. To mount the lens, red dot goes to the top, and turn clockwise until it clicks. Put the cap back on because there's no filter on this lens. Winder. Simple on-off switch at the back. So that's the bit that actually winds the film on through the camera. The rewind button just follows through top to bottom, so you don't have to take the winder off to rewind. There's no power rewind function with this. And there's your batteries. It just takes 4 AA's, aren't they? 4 AA batteries in there. Nice and clean. No leaky, nasty battery sort of goings on in there. It says we can get it to go back in. Oh, bear with me. There we go. And then you mount this just by lining up with the tripod. Mount. There we go. Again, this has got a tripod mount, but this time it's to the other side, interestingly. Not in the centre. Right, let's put some film in. Oh, it's going to take forever like that, isn't it? Pop the film in it. So we pull up the back. This one should stand on its nose. Let's see what film we got out of this today. Another roll of this stuff. Another roll of this old Kodak Gold 200. So you just drop that in, take it across. This hasn't got the quick load or any sort of drag it to the orange line sort of system, but you can still use the wind on lever. You know, just tension the film so that it's nice and flat. Close the back up. Yep. Turn the winder on. And that's us on number 1. Very, very easy to load, especially when you've got the winder on there as well. So yeah, aperture priority, no manual, you only get B and the sync speed. But yeah, quite nice. It's quite heavy with the winder on, obviously, because there's a load of batteries in there. But, yeah, that's the camera for today, folks. Number 4 in the A series, 1979. Sort of mixture of electronics and mechanical. It's quite nice. And obviously it's still working some 79, 89, 99, now it's like 40 years. It doesn't look like a 40-year-old camera, but batteries are still readily available and not too expensive. And they last quite well because of the size of them. They're not a small little button cells. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. The numbers are growing quite healthily at the moment. And don't forget to like and all that usual good stuff. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.